I used to think failure meant I wasn't good enough. Now I realize it was just life's way of refining me. No one likes to fail. We avoid it, hide it, even fear it. But the truth is, failure is not life closing a door on you. It's life handing you a mirror, and the reflection can be uncomfortable. But if you're willing to look, it can change everything. I still remember one of the earliest lessons failure ever taught me. It was right after I graduated from university. I had applied for a job that seemed perfect, close to home, great company, real growth potential. When I got the call for the interview, I was thrilled. I thought, this is it. This could be the start of everything. I walked into that interview room full of confidence, trying to balance professionalism with charm. The interviewer, who, if I'm not mistaken, would have been my manager, asked a few technical questions. I answered the best I could, leaning on everything I had learned. And then, out of nowhere, he asked, "What is a mistake to you?" I froze. It was such a strange question. My mind raced. I thought, what does he want me to say? And the best I could come up with was something to avoid. He nodded politely and moved on. I didn't think much of it until I got the call a week later. I didn't get the job. Later, I found out that my friend, who had also interviewed, was hired. When we talked, I asked if he'd gotten the same strange question. He smiled and said, "Yeah, he asked me what a mistake is." And I told him, "A mistake is an opportunity to learn." And in that moment, I understood. That single failed interview taught me a lesson worth far more than the job ever could. Failure hurts. There's no way around that. But pain isn't the opposite of progress. It's often the price of it. We think failure defines us, but really, it refines us. It scrapes away the ego, the illusion of control, the false idea that we're supposed to get everything right the first time. That interview taught me something no textbook could, that wisdom doesn't grow in success, it grows in reflection. You see, success feeds your confidence, but failure feeds your character. One tells you you can, the other tells you you must grow. Here's what that failure, and many since, taught me about learning the hard way. Failure is not punishment, it's feedback. Every failure carries a message, something you missed, something you misunderstood, something you need to strengthen. If you listen to it instead of resenting it, you'll grow faster than you ever did while succeeding. Mistakes are teachers in disguise. The people who learn quickest in life aren't the ones who avoid mistakes, they're the ones who extract meaning from them. Every stumble contains a secret syllabus. Failure exposes what comfort conceals. When things go well, we assume our methods work. But when things fall apart, we see the truth, our weak spots, our blind spots, our limits. That exposure is painful, but it's also the doorway to mastery. The world doesn't reward perfection, it rewards resilience. Everyone fails. What separates people isn't whether they fall, it's whether they reflect, recalibrate, and return stronger. Gratitude transforms failure into wisdom. When you can look back at your losses and say, "Thank you for what you taught me," you've graduated from student to sage. That interview feels small now, just a dot on the timeline of my life. But it was a turning point, because from that day on, I started asking myself a better question after every setback. What is this trying to teach me? And that single shift changed how I approached everything: work, relationships, even faith. It stopped being about avoiding pain and started being about extracting meaning. Failure became less like an enemy and more like a mentor. A tough one, yes, the kind that makes you earn every insight, but a mentor nonetheless. The older I get, the more I realize how much I owe to the things that didn't go my way. They shaped my humility, they sharpened my discernment, they forced me to grow in ways success never could. So, if you're listening to this and you're nursing a fresh disappointment, maybe you lost a job, a relationship, or a dream you thought was yours, please hear me. This is not the end of your story. It's just the part where the teacher walks into the room. Failure doesn't mean you're off course. Sometimes it's the only way to reroute you onto the right one. You don't have to enjoy it, but if you can learn to respect it, it will serve you for life. And one day, you'll look back and realize the same thing I did. The lesson was worth far more than what you thought you lost. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one failure that ended up teaching you something priceless? Share it in the comments. And if this reflection resonated with you, follow for more, for reminders that sometimes losing what you wanted is how you find what you needed. And remember, life whispers before it shouts, so listen early.